What's up, guys? So the car got the wheels. We did the speed cut, so the car is able to go over 111 miles an hour, 180 kilometers. And now it is time to take care of this monster truck height. And to fix that, we have these tie-in Flex Z coilovers, brand spanking new. So let's see if my jack wants to cooperate. Last time it stopped working, but I just checked it. It looks like it's gonna work. And if it doesn't, we'll buy a new jack. So here we go. So sure enough, my jack didn't work. So today I went to Harbor Freight. I got a new Pittsburgh slim profile or low profile jack, hot heat gun, whatever, for the fenders. So I can roll the fenders. You need to use that. A ratcheting wrenches and some Allen keys, because I have a set but it's like missing, and yeah, so we got what we need. So let's get the wheels off and jack it up. So the very first thing I'm going to remove is this upper sway bar end link. You're going to need an Allen key and a 14 millimeter. So hopefully it don't strip out. Next, I'm going to take off the lower strut bolt. It's a 19 on both sides. Next, I'm going to remove the 3 top strut bolts or nuts. So next, I'm going to try to push this down so I can get this bolt out. Here we go. There it is. All right. So at this point, there's a bracket down here. This bracket that holds a strut in. I gotta remove the bolt there so I can have enough space to get this strut out. All right, so as you can see, the strut is out, and I want to tell you, I had the biggest pain because I had to cut the sway bar end link. It was so rusted out. The Allen key that holds it didn't work, so I need to get new sway bar end links. And what that means is you probably should also order these ahead of time so you don't make this mistake that I made, because it really is a pain in the butt cutting this and doing everything I had to do. So, all right, so that's all out, and I guess I could put the new tie-in coilover in. So here's the driver's side, which, you know, I'm used to saying passenger side, but once again, I had to cut it, even though, as you can see, it's very close to the edge, and that's where it stops. So it was a lot of effort for nothing. So I just cut right through it. So I'm gonna take it apart, show you how to get it. I don't know if I could do this with one hand, but I'll try. But going in is super simple. You just wanna put the coil through the control arm. All right, and then lift it up. This I can't do. So anyway, you'll lift it up into the top of the strut tower, and then you'll put the bracket back on. Where is it? This is the bracket that holds the strut and the sway bar end link on, and it's that simple. All right, so I was able to get some new end links for the front. Unfortunately, nowhere local had the rears, so I'm just gonna hope for the best, and if something does go wrong, I'll just order them. So I'll put these on, put the wheels on, put it down, see where the height is. More than likely it's gonna have to be adjusted, but we'll just do the fronts, then do the rears, and then after that, we'll figure out the adjustment. All right, so this is the initial height. I didn't touch any adjustments. I can't even tell if it went down or not, but it's still pretty high. Like I said, I want to do the rear first, and then I'll adjust. So got about an inch to play with. I also, like I mentioned, or I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have a fender roller, so I will be rolling the fenders front and rear if need be, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be needed. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the rear now. All right, so for the rear, we gotta do this end link here where we hope it won't break. We got the bolt right here, and then we'll do the top of the strut, and that's it. So it's been a couple days, and I finally got my rear sway bar end links. So this coilover is in. Still need to put this one in. I'm actually able to work in the daylight, so helps out a lot. And then I'll put this in, adjust everything, lower it, see where it's at, and then probably tuck that wire harness. So I'll show you how to tuck it on a Soarer. It is similar but different to an SC or SC400, and that is because we are on this side and the wire is on that side as well, and not on that side like a USDM car. So let's do it. All right, so got both sides in. We got both end links in. The front we didn't adjust because I wanted to see where it was at, and it's super high. So the rear is already in the air, so we're gonna start here. First thing I'm gonna do, take my tape measure and measure from about where the spring is. We'll just go right below the lip, and it's a little bit. It's like 3 3/4 inch top to bottom. So I think I'm gonna drop this. We'll start with like 1.5 inches on both sides. So we don't want to touch the preload. We don't want to lower this portion. So I already have this loosened. Loosen this, and probably just get it to where I want it. So it's almost 1 inch there, and we're gonna put it right there. So that's like 1.25 inches. We'll start there. I said 1.5 inches, but I don't want to mess anything up. So now we're going to take this bottom and twist it like so. All right, so that took a long time, but I got my gap here where I wanted to kind of measure things at. I'm gonna do the same thing the other side. I won't show it because I just did. On my Civic, I was a little crazy. I counted these threads. I might just do that again, just so that it's exactly the same on both sides. So I'm gonna do that on my own off camera because I know nobody wants to see that. But in a little bit, we'll drop it and we'll see where it sits. Woo. All right, so it is low and I don't think it's gonna work. As you can see, it's pretty close. Of course, I'm gonna have to roll it, but I think to make it functional, I'm going to lift it up maybe like 1/4 inch, and from there, roll it. I'm gonna put it down, roll it, see where it goes. Hopefully it works out. The fronts still need to be done, but right now we'll focus on the rear. All right, so prior to rolling, you need to remove this inner rubber or plastic liner. All right, so I got my heat gun. I got my fender roller set up. I'm gonna time lapse this and hope and pray that this goes well. Let's go. All right, so I already rolled the fenders and adjusted the suspension, all that good stuff off camera. It's just honestly too much that I don't know what I'm doing, like rolling the fenders. You know, I did a decent job. I do need to roll it a little bit right there. I need to adjust this, and as you can see, I need to relocate this harness. So to do that, I'm going to remove this intercooler pipe here, take off all this plastic, and then I need to go on the inside and I'll show you which wires I just need to disconnect, and then I need to pull them through here, and I'll show you all that once I get everything kind of going. All right, so this is difficult to see, but that plug on the left needs to come out. There's a yellow one, which is like an airbag, and then there's one like above it. There's almost no space, and I'm stuffed between the car and the garage, but I managed to get it. So I'm gonna go on the other side, cut a little hole, and bring these through. All right, so I got everything through here, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but I had to separate the rubber, cut this part of it, and snake the wires through. So now the wires are on they're outside. Here's the sensor for like the brake level that had to come undone. So I'm gonna take off this intercooler pipe and see the best way to route it inside the engine bay. All right, so I got the harness going through where the intercooler pipe is, and there's a plastic clip or something that goes in here that holds the harness up. I was trying to salvage it, but it kind of broke. It's old and plastic, so there's nothing there, but all the wires came through just fine. I did put a piece of vacuum hose, kind of make sure it doesn't chafe or anything. So now I'm gonna wrap this up in electrical tape. I don't have any wire loom to put over it, but I can add it at a different time once I do get some. That shouldn't be a problem. All right, so here is the finished product. And yes, I understand I didn't show a whole lot of detail of everything, mostly because like rolling fenders, that was my first time, so I was learning as I was going. I've driven the car around, and you know, it rides good, but on dips the front wheels hit the top. There's like a pinch weld or something up top it rubs on, so I'm gonna have to adjust the suspension. I do love this tucked look, but I'm just gonna have to raise it up just a hair, maybe like half an inch to a quarter inch. Let's see what we end up doing. I think you can see where it's eating up on the tire, so that's kind of heartbreaking, I guess you could say. But I mean, I could move it up and it'll still look pretty good. The car unfortunately is dirty. I just cleaned it, and of course the tire shine just sprayed everywhere on the front and back. But yeah, so some key points on this whole thing is when you are about to do the coilovers, I would recommend doing the sway bar end links front and rear, just because I had the issue where they were probably original and rusted out, and I wasn't able to get them without cutting them. So I would order that along with the coilovers while doing this. Expect to relocate this harness. I mean, I didn't show exactly what to do, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Unplug it from the fuse box, pull it out, and then route it around here, up top and back and down and in. You have to do that. On the Soarer, it's going to be on the right where our fuse box is. On the SC300, SC400, it'll be on the left side because that's where your fuse box is. But overall, I love how it came out. The ride is great. It feels good. I highly recommend these T and coilovers. I got them from redline360.com. I used a coupon code GHOUL2. I'll put it down in the description, and it gave me a small percentage off, and I ended up getting him for $724 shipped, which is like the best price anywhere on the internet. So yeah, everything worked out pretty well. In about 2 weeks I do plan on getting an exhaust made. I'm not going to be doing a downpipe because I do plan on going single turbo soon. I have the entire cooling system ready to go. I just kind of want to get one thing knocked out before I do that, because the car will be down for the cooling system obviously when I redo that and do all the electric fans and all that cool stuff. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a coming time. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions about this or the Soarer or JDM cars or anything, I'm happy to answer them in the comments or on my Instagram, JZChris92. Till next time, later.